All right. Looks like we are live. Welcome back to day 23, everyone. Happy Labor Day. Nice to have a Monday off from work here in the US. I'm not sure if Labor Day is even a thing in other countries, but in the US we have a nice day off. So we're back to working on our product View Creator. And View Creator we started working on day 20. And let me get the project launched. And I'll show you guys what we're working on. So here is our UI. Let's get that up and launched. All right. So with View Creator, you're able to create viral social media content in seconds. And in the past couple days, we've been working on the functionality to be able to integrate with, actually I need to make sure that I have the API launched, and then the API actually isn't going to run correctly if I launch it right now. But let me do a couple things on my end, and then we'll get the stream started. But yeah, just give me 1 second. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So now I gotta launch ChatGPT real quick on my end and open up a command that we run. I shut my computer down. When you do that, it kills your Postgres. So I need to run a command real quick to get that working. Here it is. Hold up. Boom, boom. And all right, we should be good. All right, so now we can go over here, npm run start dev in our Nest API, and that's running. So in the last video, what we actually got working is we were working on our templates functionality. So here, if you render in templates, you actually have these templates, and these are just basically nothing for now. But here is our first template that we created. And what these templates essentially are is it gives you the ability to be able to create social media content using AI. So instead of having to edit and change things in Canva, you're actually just able to edit it here in View Creator. All right. Nabodi, what's up? Rhythm and Rhyme, what's good? Welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for being one of the first people to join. Really appreciate it. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Oh, somebody just asked, are you sharing your screen only seeing cursor? Oh, interesting. Hold up here. Thanks for the call out. Give me 1 second. Let's just change this up real quick. There we go. All right, must have been stuck. All right, so yeah, here's what we were looking at. So with View Creator, you have these templates, and the templates is what we were working on in the yesterday. We started working on this just a couple days ago. But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for joining in. Make sure you like the stream now that you're in here. Really appreciate the support and you guys being some of the first people on. It's cool. So yeah, so you're able to generate these images, and something that I want to do today is I want to test it with a couple of different content types, because up to this point we've only been testing with this prompt and with these reference images. So something that I want to do is I want to see, hey, what happens when we actually have a different prompt and a different template type that we want to use. That's going to be big for us to understand is, hey, what happens when what happens when we have a different content type. So we've been using this food content type, and we need to change it. We need to update it. We need to add in a new template type to test. But let's launch pgadmin. I'm going to show you guys how managing the Postgres database works. So pgadmin is essentially a management tool for Postgres databases. So here, if I open this up, I have a couple production databases here, but you also have your local host databases. So these are just the databases that are running locally on my machine. And the view creator one is right here. So let's go into that one. And then here you see it's very simple right now. We only have 3 tables. We have a migrations table, a templates table, and then a users table. Let's launch the templates table because I want to show you guys essentially what this looks like in the database. Let's delete these rows that just are kind of just placeholders for now. Delete those. Let's go back over. So now when I refresh this, only going to be this one left. But respectively, this is looking pretty good. Somebody in the chat just said, hi from Vietnam. Edit Z asked, how's it going so far? Do you feel like it has potential? Yeah, I think it has potential. I mean, if you look at the test that we just did, you generate one image, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the logic in a product so that people can essentially create social media content at scale. So let's say that you have a social media account and it has to do with something, or you don't have a social media account, but you have a product that has something to do with, let's say, food. So one strategy to be able to gather in people that are interested in food content is to actually post food content. So what you do is you create a product, you create a template where instead of having to use a tool like Canva, for example, where you would have to like get a bunch of stock images of food and then do the edits on them manually, instead you can actually just do all that with AI. And that's really what we're trying to do is, you could apply that to a different subject, let's say motivation and productivity and goal setting. Well, you would look at that content type that you're trying to generate, maybe it'd be on Instagram or something like that, and you look at it and you say, hey, what social media content do I need to generate to be able to market my product? And then what you do is you create a template, and then you're able to generate content at scale. So that's the idea. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I think we're going to break 1,800 subs today. So really appreciate all the support. So right now, we don't have like a ton of functionality built for the actual product itself. Right now, it's pretty much just like we're testing the MVP. We're trying to see, hey, can we actually get this to work? And I feel like we have with this like first template. But the question here is, can we actually get this to work for a new template type? That's really a question. Is that, hey, can we get this to work for a new template type? So something I want to do is I want to pull up Instagram, and I want to do like some searches just to see if we can find something that is related to a content type that we could actually create. So let me log into Instagram real quick so we can get this pulled up and start doing some searches, see if we can find another piece of content that we can test. All right. All right, so here is Instagram. And let's just search up like goal setting. Okay, so when I look up goal setting, I can see that it's like there's a lot of like diagrams and stuff. So how to set goals. This one got 190 likes. Let's see who posted it. See how many followers. All right, 280. Okay, so look at this guy's content. Literally all he does is posts like edited graphics that are somehow related to like entrepreneurship, success, and business. So let's see if we can like create this guy's content. Let's see if we can replicate this. And this is just off rip. This is just the first one that I found. Because there may be limitations that we don't quite know yet, right? It's like, hey, if there could be a limitation where the writing just genuinely is not accurate enough, where you can have like, you know, graphics like this with writing that's actually spelled right. You know, there are some limitations to using AI still. But with that said, you know, as AI continues to get better and better, the image generation and the video generation is going to continue to get better and better. So it's possible that while this product may not be super cutting edge right now, 6 months, a year from now, that story could change if they release another good model or two. So we have 4 images, so I'll show you guys what it looks like to create a template. So you go to create template here, and we're just going to drop in these 4 images. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's our reference images. And then let's go over to ChatGPT. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to have ChatGPT help us to essentially create a prompt for us. So we're going to have ChatGPT be our prompt engineer. I have a social media Instagram account that posts content as referenced in chat. Take a look at all the images. I now need you to write a prompt that would help me create more images like this and content like this. For example, the prompt should basically describe the different patterns and things that you notice about these images. But the prompt, for example, it shouldn't be specific to just one idea or thing. It should be associated with the category as a whole, so that I can make a bunch of different content that is similar to the reference images. So output the perfect prompt engineered prompt. Noah Stumler NS, he said, I don't know when they're gonna make sure these LLMs can spell. Yeah, that's a good question. If you guys are watching and haven't already subscribed and liked, make sure you do so. Help support the channel. Why is this taking so long? This is supposed to be GPT-5 instant, isn't it? What's going on here? Try again. Switch model. Thinking? I don't know. Retry. Oh, thank you, ChatGPT, for the errors. Lovely. Alright, let's try again. Alright, we'll do thinking. ChatGPT with the miss. Let's try this. All right, generating a prompt. All right, so you have a really good prompt here. All right, so we essentially are reverse engineering that content type Let's then pass in this prompt and create the template. So now we have 2 templates. We have our food template, and now we have essentially this like infographic, business related template. Let's look at the prompt. So it says the goal here, create a sorry, the highlighting doesn't look good. High legibility infographic about, topic. So, okay, we actually need to fix this. I don't want you to have variables like topic in the prompt. Take a look at the images. If you notice, all the topics are related to like business and goal setting and productivity. So that's what the topic should be. There should be no variables in this prompt. You should be able to take a look at the images that I provided and intuitively write a prompt that makes sense without having variables. All right. Try that again. If you guys notice, it just had in the prompt, it had like these variables here. Taylor, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. All right, so let's copy this. And then currently we do not have functionality to be able to edit templates. We'll build that, but for MVP, not super worried about it. So let's just go straight to our raw table and paste in the updated prompt. Save, hit the wrong button, this one. Now let's go back here. And now if we update this, that will have updated. Okay, so it said that each post must teach something practical about business, entrepreneurship, leadership, goal setting, productivity, time management habits, or customer-centric thinking, content and structure. So we have a really good prompt here. You guys can pause the stream or the video and look at it. But let's generate 2 of these images and see what comes out. Again, here's what we're going for. Here's our reference images. So the question is can, we know that the food content works really well, but the question is, if we change that to a different content type, is it going to work just as well? So here is what we have. So how to build productive habits, source, curate, and research infographic. Pretty good, guys. A lot of time with the image generator, it is misspelling words in the image, and that is not correct. When you're prompting the system prompt in the API, please emphasize the AI to be able to spell everything right. It is not an option to spell things right or wrong. You have to spell everything correctly. Take a look at the functionality in the API and make sure that this is added to the system prompt. All right, so there's a system prompt in the back end that is not included. Like, we essentially have this template prompt, right? Well, there's a prompt that goes on top of that, and then this prompt is passed in. So we're going to update the prompt that rests on top of that, and then Honestly, I'm pretty optimistic about what we have so far. J35, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you. J35, I don't know if you have missed this, but we just put together a new template type. So we had our food template that we were spending a lot of time testing yesterday, but we just created a new template, which is, we just ripped it off of somebody's Instagram. I didn't, we ripped it off I'll show you. So we just found or I guess I moved the Instagram out of the way. But we took it off somebody's Instagram that posted like these 4 posts, right? And then we just created a prompt, and then I'll show you, let's generate another 2 images, generate, and Rhythm and Rhyme just asked, which image gen AI is this? This is the Gemini Flash 2.5 Nano Banana. So it costs like 4 cents per image. Okay, so here's 2. Wow. All right, so everything is not spelled right. So you can see there's like a weird spacing issue here. The guy's head is covering some of the text. So I feel like that would be an issue with these images. So let's try something else. Let's now try posting in these images to chat and change our initial prompt. And let's say this, let's say, take a look at the images that were outputted by the AI when I prompted it with the prompt that you provided. You'll notice that some of the text is being covered up. Also, some things are being misspelled, and there are inconsistencies, like in the second column, there's this weird spacing that shouldn't be there. Please review and help me update the prompt to make the image be even better based off of this early feedback. All right. Andaleev said, image gen AIs are struggling beyond prompt correction. Why aren't you looking for alternatives? What alternatives are there? Chris O'Kane just said, if you're trying to add text consistently to images, you will likely want to set up a workflow to add text outside of Nano Banana. Okay, that's actually a good point. So is your point, Chris, that let's say you have an image generator. What is going on here? Let's say we have this image generator. Instead of having the model itself create the text, you would outsource it with a workflow. The problem with that I see is that, number one, it actually is more complex than you would think. It's easier to, I mean, look at this. This is the first one that it gave us, and look what it did. It said manager versus leader, and then for the most part, it did a really good job. I mean, it's a great post, didn't cover up any text. It's just this second image. So I would say that, hey, it's obviously possible for the image generators to create an image with text that both spells everything correctly and is able to do it. It's just the question is it consistent enough? And I think instead of doing a workflow where you add the text to images, I mean, that doesn't make sense. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create the images only with AI. So yes, you could do the extra workflow, but the problem is would it actually look better than just the image generator creating it itself? And my philosophy on this is the image generators and the video generators are going to continue to get better. So right now, the technology isn't great, but if you look back even just like a year or 2 years ago, the technology was way worse. It's gone so far in a year to 2 years. So kind of what I'm thinking is, hey, how can we get this to work today? And you know, what's the limitations now, but how can we actually get this working? And I think that we can get it working. So let's try this new prompt here. Fernando just asked what is your app? Give me 1 second. I'll show you guys a little demo after I update the prompt here in the database. Save it. So let's go over here. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, so what we're working on right now is we're working on View Creator. And what View Creator is it's an AI platform where you're able to create viral social media content in seconds. So essentially, what we're doing is if you go to templates, here is where you can set up templates. So let's say you find something, a content type on social media that's really blowing up, it's getting a ton of hits, a ton of views, and you want to create that same content. Well, without AI, you're forced to use tools like Canva where you have to create that content very manually. So you have to go on Canva, there's a lot of stock images to work with, there's a lot of manual processes involved, but the image generators and the content generators are actually getting so good that it was an idea that I had is that, hey, they're getting so good to the point where you can actually create templates where you can pass in, for example, reference images of what you're trying to build. So here we passed in these 4 reference images, and then we passed in a prompt, and then over here you're able to just generate the content with the click of a button, and you're able to do it repeatedly. So let's say you're trying to really scale an Instagram account or a TikTok account or a YouTube account, and you want to just generate as much content as possible over a consistent period of time. You would probably burn out, and it would be really challenging if you had to do it on Canva only. So here I just said, hey, number of images, 2 images, let's generate the content, and I'll show you guys how this works. So you just click a button, and in a couple seconds those images are going to come back. Chris said, correct, I expect it to work flawlessly in 2 months. Yeah, Chris, I totally agree with you, man. Yeah, the AI generators are getting so much better that, you know, I think that the next thing that we're going to be dealing with is this new wave of AI generated content. Also, if you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. It really helps support the channel. I've been at this for 23 days and I'm not giving up anytime soon, so your support means a lot. All right, so this one still had the guy in front, but you can kind of see like, hey, build culture. It did, I mean, that's not terrible. Definitely an improvement. This icon's a little bit weird. But hey, for the most part, if you guys look at this, I don't like the source. There shouldn't really be a need for a source. The source is misspelled, curated research, that's spelled wrong. But the bulk process looks pretty good. And then this looks great. You know, the thing about the AI right now is what's frustrating is you have stuff like this. So, you know, you look at it and it's like, hey, this is pretty good, right? Well, I notice a couple errors. Well, number one, it's spelled prioritize wrong. Spelled it prioritizes. And then you have this weird error here. I don't even know what word that is. And then you have this is overwhelming. I don't even know what that is. So a couple errors still, but you know what I think that we need to do, guys? So here's my idea. So there are going to be errors. Like when an image is generated, it seems to me like the odds that this is going to be right on the first shot. Like how many times do you guys have something on ChatGPT where it's like, hey, this is just a problem that's not going to get it right on the first try. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening. So I think what we need to do is, I don't know if you guys have seen this functionality in other AI softwares, but you're able to essentially like highlight the specific part that you want edited. So you're able to just kind of be like, hey, you're able to do an edit. So you're able to highlight the prioritize, and you're saying, hey, you spelled prioritize wrong. So you don't necessarily lose the content, but instead you're actually able to edit the image. So J35 said, I saw someone else doing this similar, but for YouTube thumbnails, one feature they had that you may want to implement is to allow edit image after cheddar. That's so funny. Yeah, literally, I didn't even see your comment, but I just read it. J35 and I guess great minds think alike, man. So yeah, so let's start working on that. So we need to build the functionality for us to be able to edit an image. And actually, I'll just show you guys. I think it's okay if I just pull up. I'm mean, I can show you guys an example of what that looks like, but honestly, by the time I finish showing you an example, we could have the feature built. So let's just do that. Sometimes in the images, it's not necessarily correct the first time around. For example, I'll get an image, but I actually want to edit the image. So for example, there could be an image where there's a misspelled word, and I want to be able to essentially highlight that part of the image with the misspelled word and be able to prompt it to be able to edit it based off my requirements for the edit. Can you help me think through this and help me then update the template page so that this editing is integrated into the results? I should be able to edit every image. First, let's build the functionality in the API and then help me integrate it into the front end with a really nice user interface. All right, let's pass this in. Andalib said, I can see some great books behind you. Which one was life-changing? There is a book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. That is probably my favorite book of all time. I've read it about 6 times. Noah said, maybe try a template that's not full of words for now. Oh, just like, that's just the content. So you mean like that's a different type of content? Yeah, let's do that. Let's try a different type of content. So let's go back over to Instagram and let's go to search and let's just look up, I don't know, maybe like wildlife. How about wildlife content? Wildlife safari. All right, so this account, they just make images. They post images of animals. So here's a nice little rhino. All right. Oh, what even is this? A little kangaroo? All I gotta say is the next step is video. Imagine you can do this with video. It'd be insane. J35 said, wouldn't highlighting and regenerating cost extra regeneration credits? Isn't there some way that image is generated in like components, so text is component and it can be manually edited? Okay, so I see what you're saying now. I think, yes, that's possible, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to have it be only AI. Only AI. So, hey, the thinking that I have is that maybe tools like Canva, I mean, obviously Canva will build their own AI stuff eventually, but maybe tools like Canva are on the way out, you know? Maybe AI tools are going to replace it, where it's literally only AI. Outfit inspo content. NS, that's a good idea. Let's try this. Let's try this next, but then yeah, that's a good idea. Take a look at this content and then please have me generate an image with that, or not an image, generate a prompt that will help me recreate these images, but randomized, just like we did with the last one. Supercode Monkey asks, which tool are you using to convert voice to text? I'm using WhisperFlow. Yeah, Canva has AI, but Rhythm and Rhyme said, try quotes. It has only a quote, smaller text, and abstract design. If it works, it will be best. I can share some example. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Channel's been blowing up. I think we're gonna hit 1,800 subscribers. Let's do a quick sub check, see where we're at. Here's where we're at, guys. 1,778 subs. Wow. Let's get to 1,780, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. What are we building? Kodo just asked. So give me 1 second. So what we're building is we're creating a product called View Creator, where you're going to be able to create viral social media content at scale. And it's going to be using AI. So instead of having to use tools like Canva to edit any content or anything like that, you're going to be able to, let's say you have a thing of social media content that you really like, right? Like there's an account, or that you have a social media account that you post on, and you want to create, you want to continue to replicate that content, right? Because how you go viral on like TikTok or Instagram or any social media platform is you just continue to post content that's very similar, because then essentially what happens is the algorithm figures out what kind of content you post, what people are interested in your content, and etc. And then you go viral eventually if you stick with it. So the purpose here is that, hey, you pass in templates that have reference images and have a prompt of what that content actually is, and then just at the click of a button, you're able to create a bunch of social media content. Fix this error. All right, so here we have our prompt for essentially okay. So we have this template where you can create like pictures of animals. Let's generate 2 of them. All right, so we have some rhinos grazing. I don't know, I don't like that one as much. All right, let's see. It looks like our image editing functionality is ready to test though. So watch this. So you can click edit, and all right, so you can drag and drop. Okay, so I'm gonna say remove this text, and then where do I submit? All right, so let's try this. I don't see any buttons or anything to be able to submit my instructions or to actually be able to click the button to edit the image. Right now, it just has the highlighting functionality and allows me to input the prompt. All right. All right, guys, see how many subs we are at. Whoa, somebody's memeing on me. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. All right, so we just need a, oh, okay, here we go. Apply edits. All right, so let's say remove the text. Apply edits. Failed to edit image. Request entity too large. All right, we don't need you to do that anymore. This is the error. Okay. So the reason that was failing is because we had essentially a limit on the payload of a request. Let's try this again. Apply edits. Whoa! I got this error. All right, Rhythm and Rhyme, I'll check it out. Oh, nice. Okay. So somebody in chat just sent me 2 images that I really like. Let's pull them up. All right, so I'm gonna go to home. I do not use Instagram enough. Okay, messages. All right, requests. Okay. I hope it's okay that I'm sharing your Instagram, just so we can have this content. Okay, so sent me a couple different pieces of content. So all right. All right, so I like that. Let's get this feature working though before we move on to something else. Okay, still. I got this error after I clicked apply edits. Supercode Monkey wants you want the GitHub profile? It's locked down, man. It's top secret. No, I'm just kidding. I'll show you guys my GitHub commits. Alright, here's the GitHub. So this year I got 3,200 contributions. 2024 I had 3,600. So far in 2025 I have 2,008. 23 I had 1,276. So I think am I on track to beat 2024? I don't know. I think I'm on track, guys. I think I'll beat it. Yeah, I'm doing a Twitch stream as well. Yeah, Rhythm and Rhyme, thanks for the shout out. We'll do that on the next template. We'll try that one out. I want to see if we can get this editing functionality working first. I just pull up the Twitch. All right, let's try again. Apply edits. Same error. All right, let's try this. Generate content. Salmon just said, what is the time on your side? It's currently 12:46. All right, here's another Rhino pick. I mean, pretty realistic. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? If I was just like saw this on social media, I'd be like, oh, it's a rhino. You know, I wouldn't think that it's generated with AI. Like if I wasn't like looking for it, you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, cool, a rhino. J35 said, I actually shared something with you on Discord that might help you with current project. All right, let me pull it up. Okay, I'm seeing what you're saying. All right, so this was just shared. I can't get through. All right, Super Code Monkey just said he followed me on GitHub. Cool, man. All right, so let's just do. Okay, so I'm gonna say add text that explains what animal this is. I don't think it's gonna work. I'm still getting this error. I am still getting this error. Please fix it. All right, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're running it up. Getting to 1,800 subs today. That's the goal. We're 21 away, so not far. NS said, note to self, no auth on MVPs. No auth. Oh, okay. J35 said, okay. So J35 shared this repo. The most advanced banana image generator and editor application, your central hub for AI image generation and revisions, intuitive UI features, reference images, editing with powered by GPT. He said join the Vibe Coding is Life school to get your copy. A little quick scam that he's running on us. Not you, J35, but whoever that guy is. I'm dead, NS. Nikhil Pathak, he said, I'm seeing your channel first time. Could I know what you do here? Yeah, I became part of the scam, J35. All good. So yeah, so what we're working on is we're working on I'll go back. So working on View Creator. With View Creator, I'm gonna hold on to this real quick. So with View Creator, you are able to create viral social media content in seconds. And the main thing that we're working on right now is this concept of templates, where let's say you have a piece of social media content that you like and that you want to continue to produce at scale. Well, the goal is, hey, maybe we can actually create social media content just with AI. So you pass in a bunch of social media content as reference images, and then you give it a prompt that you can reuse, and then all you have to do is click generate content, and it generates content based off of the prompt and then the reference images, essentially, so you can create a bunch of similar content that you're trying to do. But right now what we're trying to do is we are trying to add in the image editor, add in text explaining what animal this is. Oh. All right, I think I know what we need to do, guys. I don't know why we've been messing with Sonnet, Claude Sonnet, goofy ad model. fix this error that I get when I click the Apply Edits button. Rovidex, welcome to the stream. It's cool to see the average number of watchers on the stream go up so much. Appreciate all you. All right, GPT-5, thank you, GPT-5, for the win. All right, we got our first updated image. White rhinoceros. I don't think it took into account the logic of being able to like select this certain space. Like here, let's try this template. So let's do 2 images, generate. So this is like a template for like business related stuff. J35, you know what's funny is I was actually thinking the same thing. That's so funny. J35 and I don't know, we got some, I don't know. We got some things in common, man. I don't know what to say. Rovidex said, bros generating AI, making AI tools while generating AI, you know it, man. All right, so for example, in this one, like one error that I see is that I just put like a calendar component here. Like, what's up with that? So let's click edit, and then what's up with the random calendar icon here? It should have text. So apply edits, and then like one issue is that kind of like redirects me really fast to the other thing. And it did not make the changes that we wanted, unfortunately. Let's try this one. This one actually looks really good. So this is like what I see, and I'm like, okay, this gives us hope. I don't think there is anything misspelled. Let's try one edit here. Let's try, so you click edit here, and then you just kind of highlight this, and then you say, remove this. So I'm just saying remove this to see if this area 1 is actually rendering in correctly. Andalib asked, which video games do you play a lot? I actually don't play any video games. Okay, nice. Okay, so if you guys noticed that kind of told us that, hey, our area 1 logic is working. It's rendering to the end user that, we highlighted that. So again, I'll try it on this one. So click here, and then I can just select this, and if I just say remove this, it's gonna be able to remove that, which is great. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are on the come up. The goal today is to hit 1,800 subscribers. How far away are we? We are only 17 subs away. 17 subs away, guys. Let's freaking go. All right, so let's try that. I mean, what's up with this calendar? Remove the calendar icon and replace it with text. I mean, that's an obvious one, right? I don't want a calendar icon. But, I mean, this is looking pretty good, guys. There we go. Let's go! Oh my gosh, we are unstoppable. Let's go, guys. Yeah, Rovidex said, that is amazing how you can take just that little bit away. Yeah, I'm hyped. Let's go, guys. This is great. All right. I want the editing process to take place in that modal. Right now, after the edits finish, it actually kind of like redirects me. It doesn't redirect me to the page, but it closes the modal or the modal. I don't like that. I want it to actually kind of like show an effect and keep the modal open instead of like closing the modal. Please fix that. All right, so what we're doing is when I was applying the edits, it was like not even, it like was closing the modal. So it had the modal open, and then when you apply the edits, it kind of changes it. Let's see if we can do like broad-based edits. Like, can I just highlight the entire image? Wait, see the entire image. And let's just say, make the content take up more of the image. For example, right now it's a little bit compact and I want it to be more like take up the entire space of the image. Also change the theme and the color. Let's try this one. And then, one second, let's see this. All right, so we're gonna do that, but I wanna get this working so that we can test this feature that it's building right now as well. It's all good, I copied it. Oh, Rovidex said it'd be cool to have a before and after meter, yeah. All right, hold up. Let's copy all this. All right, so now it should kind of like keep it shouldn't close this modal. I want this modal to like stay open. It's the edit image modal and I want it to stay open instead of like closing when it finishes. Okay, so it didn't really update our, it did change the theme for sure, but it didn't actually make it bigger. Let's see if we can do before and after. Would it be possible to integrate into the front end a before and after so that users can essentially revert back to old images? Like, let's say they make an edit and they don't like the edit that was made. They need to be able to like revert that, and they need to be able to see before and after, and it needs to be a little bit more comprehensive. So build all this into the edit image modal and make it really user-friendly and intuitive. Nothing better. I feel like this is almost ready to ship. Crazy as it sounds. I mean, I don't want to like build too many features before just shipping it. Just ship it. Ship. Ship, ship, ship. That's one thing to note, you know, is anybody that's, you know, building something or working on something, is that it doesn't have to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. J35 said, let's sell it. That's what I'm saying, man. Rovidex asks, have you set up all the pricing and stuff? There's a pricing page, but I haven't actually set up the functionality. What I'm gonna have to do is, I'll probably do it off stream, since there's so much sensitive information related to like Stripe setup and subscription setup. But what I'll have to do is I need to set up a Stripe webhook, and then I need to set up just like 3 different products. There's gonna be like a basic plan, a pro plan, and then an ultra plan. It's all gonna be credit based. And yeah, I think we'll be able to ship maybe like next week. But I also have it. Usually it takes a couple hours for me to do the DevOps portion as well. I'm gonna have to set up ECS and the likes. You guys know how it be. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some food real quick. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I'll be back in like 30 seconds. All right, we back. Can't ask, don't you use AI for DevOps? I don't use AI for DevOps. You can. You can if you have your AWS profile set up locally. I'm pretty sure you can actually use Cursor to just make a bunch of CloudFormation calls and whatnot. I have a CloudFormation project that I've used for other startups and other companies. So typically what I do is I'll just take a day to work on DevOps and the infrastructure of the project. And I use AWS, so I use a lot of CloudFormation. But then there's some things that I actually don't like to use CloudFormation with. For example, just like setting up my task definitions. So like in ECS, you have Fargate, and you basically have like a task definition, which is related to, like, you have in ECR, you have your images, and then you set up your image with a task definition, and then you set up like all your environment variables and stuff there. I'm not really interested in robotics, but I'll definitely be getting an Optimus when I get one. All right. All right, so let's try this, guys. So let's generate one image. All right. All right, so here's our image. Yikes. This one is not as good. All right. We'll say remove this. So let's see if it actually is able to do this version control. I don't know if it'll be able to do it. Because right now, oh, all right. Oh, shit. Okay. You just won't let me, like, click. Okay. All right, cool. All right, so you have an original, then you have edit one. That looks pretty good. Not the image. We have more edits to make. So let's do this. Ooh. And let's say, please notice how there are some things that are listed more than once. Please remove the things that are listed more than once. Or I should have just said remove the duplicates. Would have been a little bit easier. Sometimes I'd be over-explaining. Did not. I mean, what did it even do? It didn't do anything. Let's try that again. Remove the duplicates. Jeez. Why does it struggle with simple stuff like that? Alright, compare before and after. No changes. No changes. I mean, what is up with that? Sometimes the edits that I'm trying to make, I'll literally make the request and it goes through the process of applying the edits, but in reality it doesn't even make any changes. So I don't know if this is an issue with us and the code that we've written, or if it's an issue with Gemini. But I feel like, you know, if a user asks to edit something, we need to emphasize that they need to edit, the AI needs to edit that portion. For example, in the image that I've provided, there's duplicates, and I asked in the edit instructions, I said remove the duplicates, but it didn't actually remove the duplicates. So please take a look at that and think through why this is happening and then fix it. All right, do a full screenshot here. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're gonna hit 1,800 subscribers. Right now we are at 1,789. We're gonna hit 1,800 probably within the next hour. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. We'll get there faster. Join the community, join the mission. All right, for everybody out there that's watching, I want to say something. Something to always remember. You got to keep your mind healthy. You got to keep your soul healthy. And you got to keep your body healthy. All right? so I made some changes. Oh, gotcha. So it said that the cause of the problem was that Gemini sometimes returns minimal, no-op edits for small or ambiguous regions. We were only passing the image and text prompt. There was no hard constraint to change pixels inside the selected areas. And we didn't verify that changes occurred. Okay. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's sending, when it makes the request to edit, it's sending both the original image and then the mask that's happening. So let's hide compare. Let's go here. Let's try this again. Remove the duplicates. This is a huge win if we get this to work. Nope. Made it worse, actually. Well, Fugates. Oh my gosh, you're killing me. Awaken Without Coffee said, that's right, man. Respect for live streaming the grind. Thank you. He also asked, how do you get that Claude Code icon in cursor? Claude Code icon. What do you mean? Oh, like up here? I think I did that by accident. But I think you can go here and you can like launch the Claude Code profile. But yeah, I actually want to close those. Terminate. Oh. Oh wow, look at this. Run Claude Code. It just says it there. Yeah, I think it's a custom shortcut. So I can't ask, which model do you prefer? I prefer GPT-5 High Fast Max, so the best GPT-5 model, essentially. Okay, I'm struggling with this editing process. But like, for example, if I go here and I say, you know, remove this. Totally messed up the wording in that. But yeah, Awaken Without Coffee said that he suggests ShadCN MCP. I'm actually not using ShadCN, believe it or not. This is all custom Tailwind. Alright, let's see how we're doing, guys. Where are we at? Alright, we're 10 away. 10 away from 1800. Let's get there. Alright. This is really struggling, actually. Look. The edit feature just doesn't seem to be working. For example, I'll highlight a specific area of an image and I'll say remove this, or I'll say edit the spelling, and you know, just that's an example, and it won't actually do it. And I'm not sure why this is. Can you take a look at the code and do an internet search and figure out how Google Gemini says to do this in the documentation, and then help me build the best practice implementation for editing. Make sure that it's perfect and that it actually works. Make sure that it's perfect and that it actually works. I mean, is that not peak vibe coding, guys? Peak vibe coding. Make sure that it's perfect and that it already works. No documentation research. Tell the AI to do the doc research for itself. I mean, I am living life right now. Look at that. Look at all these searches. Protein bars. Yep. Hold on, you tell me. You tell me. Protein bars? Hell yeah. You gotta take life seriously, guys. You're literally carrying around a corpse. You're, the way I look at life is, you know, you're carrying around a corpse and you just have this, basically this brain that has your mind and your spirit in it that carries around a walking corpse. Without your brain, it's literally just a body. But you gotta keep that corpse healthy. J35 asks, what's your routine like? Mine is the worst humanity's ever seen. Come on, man. Well, if it's the worst that humanity's ever seen, then the only direction, the only way that your routine can only get better. Vertex? Okay, guys, check this out. So, I think the reason that we're having this issue is that we're using the Gemini API instead of the Vertex AI. J35, I'll tell you about my routine in a second, but let's kind of lock in. So, I think we're actually going to have to change up our API integration, unfortunately. I hope that doesn't mess too much up. This is live. Try the same. I mean, hold up. Let's do. I don't know if. I don't. Yeah. So for example, for those of just joining us, we're going to create a new template. So with View Creator, you're able to create templates. So with View Creator, it's an AI platform where you're going to be able to create viral social media content in seconds. And if you go to templates, we have 3 templates that we've been testing our product with. Have essentially like this photorealistic wildlife portrait template. You have a business goal setting productivity related template, and then you have like a highly realistic food template. Let's actually test it with the food template. Let's generate, let's just do one image. Let's generate one image, and it seems to me like it says if you want the most reliable by the book Google implementation, I can switch the backend to Vertex AI Image Gen 3 edit with mask. I'll need, and then it's my Google Cloud stuff. Let's ask chat. Is Nano Banana available in the Vertex AI API? What's up, Sam? Some people in the chat, like their YouTube usernames are like the goofiest things ever. I feel like a goofball. I'm like, all right, what's up, Trend Cream Master 74? All right, so let's see if we can edit this. I mean, man, that is so good. But like here, Okay, let's try. I have a good thing. So let's click edit, and let's just like kind of highlight the banana, right? And I'm just gonna say remove this object. And if it removes the banana, then we know that it has the masking because we selected the banana. See, this is the issue, guys. There is, oh, it literally, oh, you know what it did? It thought I was talking about, it thought I was talking about the text in the Steam. What the heck? All right, let's check subs. Where are we at? Oh my gosh, 1,796. Thank you, everyone. All right, let's get to 1,800. All right, let's get to 1,800. 1,800 watch, everybody. Every time we get to a new. All right, so here's this is the thing on this channel is every time we reach a new like live, you know, subscriber count, we get the Zombie Nation going. All right, so just a headphone warning. I'm gonna turn up the music a little bit. Sorry if you guys can't hear me, but we gotta get turned, guys. We're getting close. We're getting super close. Put this over here. All right. Put this right here. Let me check. Make sure you guys can see it. All right, guys, let's get there. All right, we're 3 away, guys. 3 subs away. Let's go. All right, what if I ask remove the banana? All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. We need 3 more subs. Let's go. We need 3 more subs. Yeah, definitely an NS feature at 2K. All right, we're gonna have to change things up because obviously it's not editing it great. Look, I think it. Look at this. This is the only edit. Look at this. It added 4 blueberries. Alright, let's try a new template, guys. Oh, let's go. 1 away. 1 away, let's go. Hey, let's go! Hold on, party time. Let's go. Alright, thanks everybody, you did it. 1,800 is looking better than 1,700. Thank you, everyone. That's freaking sick. That's so sick. All right, we're blowing up, guys. We're blowing up. All right, listen, if you can get to 1,800 subscribers, you can at least get to like 100 or 200K, right? All right, so let's try out a new template. Let's build a new template. So I'm basically the concept that you can do is that you can actually just, all right, let's get the lo-fi back on. All right, Wait, this part's too good. Alright, what do you think, guys? Are you watching the Simpsons one? The Chill Vibes? Chill Vibes, what do you guys think about this one? Nah, I like this one. Alright, this one's chill. Alright. Alright, sorry, I haven't been looking at chat. Said, what app do you use to vibe code? I use Cursor. Alright, so now to create a template, all you have to do is go in, click Create Template, you drop in your photos. So we're going to drop in these photos. And then Ravcode AI asks, what are you building? I'm kind of doing a demo right now, so if you guys are just going in, this is what we're building. So you're able to drop in 4 images as reference. And then basically what you can do is you then create a prompt that goes along with those reference images to be able to create social media content at scale. So I'm going to say same thing because we've been having this conversation. And once you do the prompts, then you're able to kind of replicate a bunch of different AI-generated social media content so that you can actually build a marketing plan at scale. So rather than having to go in and update things with Canva, you're instead able to just go in and just easily create it with AI. J35 said that he likes those vibes more. He likes the Kerncraft 400. NS, thank you. Somebody asked for the user rules for Cursor. Actually, so for that, I have a platform, Bridgemind.ai, and soon we're launching a feature on that site where you're going to be able to, like, anytime that anybody wants to have like references for prompts, Cursor rules, you'll be able to go there, and there's going to be essentially like a resources section where I'm going to be posting all resources for the channel. So it's $9.99 a month. It's not launched yet, but it's going to launch this week. So. All right, so I bet that prompt is done. So here's our prompt. Just copy this. And then you can create your template. And now we have this template. And our template has this prompt in it, and then it also has the reference images. So you're able to go here and let's do 2 different pieces of content. And this, shout out to Ansh Singla. He sent these, appreciate it. So let's see if he, wow. All right, so check this out. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That is spot on. I mean, this is crazy, guys. Editing BG asks, are you working on a new project now? Yeah, I am. View Creator. Launching next week, guys. This is ready very soon. I'm saying we're about a week away. We're a week away from launch. And this is gonna run up a check. I already know this one's gonna run up a check. You guys ready to run up a check with me? Yeah, content farm. try 6 images. This costs like 30 cents, but who cares? Razcode AI said if you have a GPU, I would recommend running Stable Diffusion locally. I do have a GPU. I've got an M3 Ultra. Got 96 gigs of RAM in this bitch. Alright. I mean, this is just totally spot on. This one isn't that good. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn the volume down. That's my bad. We had the volume up when we were getting hype. All right, let me know if that's better. I mean, this one's great. You know what's crazy is look how spot on it is for the reference images. So literally, check this out. This is pretty cool. So in the reference images, because we just screenshotted them from Instagram, they have, you know, the Instagram handles to go and, you know, navigate one of the slideshows. But this thing is so spot on that in some of the images, not all of them, it replicated the icons. It was like, yeah, I put the icons in there. Look, this one has it, this one has it, and then I think the last one had it too, yeah. So 3 of them had it. That's just like such an intricate, tiny detail that it picked up on. That's pretty cool. All right, well, I think we need to start, you know, we're getting there. We have better functionality. The MVP is getting closer. I think we now need to take the next step and actually get some subscription logic working. So the next thing that we're going to work on is we're going to work on our Stripe integration. So if any of you are interested in like payment systems and actually getting, you know, payment systems that work, I'm going to teach you guys how to integrate Stripe using vibe coding. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw on a hoodie real quick. I'm getting a little bit cold, but we're about to work on the Stripe integration. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I just want to throw on like pants and a hoodie. I'm getting cold. I'll be back. All right, what's up, guys? We're back. What a time to be alive. Okay, so Stripe subscription. First thing you want to do, update your database. That's number one. You got to add in logic to support subscriptions. So I'm going to pull up another project and show you guys what it looks like from a project that has this part completed. So this one, if I go to source, pull up our entities here. Scroll down, subscriptions is right here. All right, so I'm going to explain this a little bit. So here you have this entity, which is essentially just a data table. We're using type ORM, so you write your database with code, then you're able to run automated migrations instead of dealing with a bunch of overhead for your database. It automates a lot of the overhead. So you have your user ID, which is going to be a foreign key, relationship with the user, and then you have a relationship with invoices. You have a subscription tier, enum. You have a subscription status, enum. There's a couple different statuses. One of the most important things is the Stripe subscription ID. So the Stripe subscription ID is the most important part of a Stripe integration. Using it, if you have a subscription ID, actually, I would say it's two things. It's number one, the Stripe customer ID, and then it's also the Stripe subscription ID are both really important. So this subscription, I want to find in, so you have the subscription ID. I wonder where the Stripe customer ID is. It may be part of the user object. So let's do a Control F and do Stripe customer ID. Okay, so it looks like in this project, it is in, okay, so it's in the user entity itself in this project. All right, I have a couple questions from chat, but hold on, guys. I'll take chat in a second. I don't want to get too distracted because this is an important feature. So in this project, the Stripe customer ID is in the user entity as well as the organization entity. Awaken Without Coffee asked him if I'm using the Stripe NCP. I'm not. Oh, this song's fire. All right, let's use the Stripe NCP. All right, so for you, those of you that don't know, you can go to the Stripe docs, and then with MCPs, it lets your AI agents interact with the Stripe API by using their MCP server. So let's install this in Cursor. All right. All right, give me a second, guys. All right. You guys are vibing with me. V's in the chat. Loading tools. Thanks for the shout out. Awaken Without Coffee. Appreciate it. If you like vibes, check the description for what I'm working on. All right. All right, so now I want to go over here and let me think real quick what the best approach is for this project. If we want to keep it simple, I'm tempted to, instead of having like a complex local database that integrates with webhooks really well, we may just want to keep it simple and only have a Stripe customer ID and then a subscription ID. And then if users want to see their invoices, if they want to download those things, they can go to their Stripe dashboard. They can go to a checkout session and they can manage their subscription there. And we'll be able to do that if we have the Stripe customer ID. So let's do that. All right, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe. We just passed 1,800 subs, going up. Working on View Creator. All right, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go to our database, and we're gonna go to our, let's delete this, no need. Let's go to our entities, and oh, actually I'm gonna start a new chat just so it's fresh. Fresh chat now that we're working on a new feature. Take a look at the entities and the enums. I now need your assistance in structuring the logic for customer subscriptions using Stripe. So I want to set it up so that there is a Stripe customer ID in the user entity, and then I also want to have a subscription entity where I'm able to manage subscriptions in the local database as well. We'll end up setting up webhooks and stuff on the API. So help me take a look at this. Please note that I have the MCP for Stripe connected to Cursor, so make sure you make resource of that. But take a look at the entities and the enums and set up the best practice approach for our database and integrating Stripe. I don't want excessive amounts of features. I just want the basics so that we can get a nice MVP kicked off. Meme Cash, what's up? Let's just work on this now. I think that'll be enough. No Name said, just jumped on. Are you using rules and all the necessary things? Starting documents, are you using some template to start or started from zero? I'm using some rules, but mostly just starting from zero, existing knowledge. Freelancers Meet said, love from Bangladesh. Love from America. All right, this is a big feature, so it's gonna be working for a minute. All right, so here it updated our user entity. Let's see what it changed. So it added new column, Stripe customer ID, subscription entity, here's this, wait. So here's it's the customer ID and then the subscription ID. And this is very, very simple. This is a very, I've seen subscription entities that were way more complex with this. Money Driven said that he's practicing vibe coding with almost the same setup. Keep going. Appreciate it, Money Driven. Have I tried Claude 4? Of course, man. Of course. I'm using GPT-5 High Fast right now, though. I think it's the best model. If you guys are new, haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so. And if you have subscribed, do one step further. Let's turn on post notifications. It's always cool when people jump in the stream, like as soon as I turn it on, they're like, what's up? I'm like, hey, welcome to the stream. It's good. It's cool. All right, so this is looking pretty good, actually. The Raging Man, I don't like Claude Code. I like Cursor. Cursor's way better. If I'm trying to run up a check and go slow, I'll use Claude Code, but usually I'm not trying to do that. Why is it updating this? Yeah. All right. Looks like our migrations are done. All right, perfect. And now it's going over to the API, updating and adding some billing module and a billing service. This looks good. Meme Cache, you like the landing page now? I changed like all the gradients. Like before, all the buttons were using that like AI, you know, purple gradient. And I was like, I don't like this. All right, so we have a couple different subscription plans that users are going to be able to use. No free or trial plan because all the AI requests cost a decent bit of money. So yeah, people do love to try stuff for free. Maybe we can think about that. That's a good idea. All right. Please set up webhooks correctly. Also output the environment variables that I need to put in my project just into txt. Meme Cache, you have a lot of good ideas. I think right now the focus is, hey, let's get this launched. You know, let's get this launched. Let's get it working. Let's get it launched. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked the video and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're up to 1,812 subs. Let's go. Meme Cache, you think 2,000 subs before September 4th? I mean, it's possible. We're only 190 away, which is crazy now. Alright. So, environment variables, we need to add a couple. So, give me a second, guys. I'm going to have to configure this so we can start testing. I would love to share my environment variables with you all, but on this day, I will not. All right. All right. Yeah, I mean, we could hit 2K. I think I have just to grind, and I think the community needs to kind of rally around, you know? All right, I'm getting keys. The Stripe verification system is absolutely nuts. Sorry, this whole time I've just been locked in trying to get my secret key for Stripe. They got their shit locked down. All right, I got it. Got my key. All right, and we're gonna have to set up a webhook as well. So let's say I now need to set up my webhook. What? Hold up, guys. It's webhooks. Yeah, I think 10K before 2026 for sure. All right, since I'm doing a bunch of sensitive stuff with Stripe, guys, I'm actually gonna wrap the stream up for now, just because it's really gonna slow me down to have to manage all this sensitive information. I don't wanna stream it. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be live again tomorrow, and we'll